Okay, welcome. This is a lesson on creating movie posters in class, and I've run this lesson a couple times and I've had really great success. The students seem to really like it. So first of all, sort of the root of this lesson is it's visual literacy, and that's drawing meaning from or being able to read visual images and not just picking up on small nuances, but actually really delving deep into the images, deconstructing them technically, and drawing lots of meaning from them. So once the students are able to practice this at a fairly high level, then they're actually able to construct one on their own. So we usually start off the lesson by going ahead and looking at a couple professional movie posters and just getting students to pick out very basic things that they see as commonalities running between the couple images we're looking at. So one thing students would say is a hero is represented, so we can see the two heroes here represented. In the background, there always tends to be some type of lurking danger. In the Brave poster, we can see a bear lurking in the background. Behind Batman, we see sort of the destruction of the building. Also, while looking at the main characters, I always try to pick up on the lighting. So we can see each character in this picture has a really strong backlit to it, a backlighting to it. The Brave character, you can see how the tips of her hair are really sort of whited out, and on Batman, one half of him is really brightly lit, whereas the other side is fairly dark. So that's the backlighting taking place, and then a little bit of light on their face. In Brave, we have a bit of key light. Batman, just a little bit of the front light. So that's a really important aspect, is lighting. Also the types of shots here, they're both long shots. So you can see from the character's head to the character's toes. So that's described as a long shot. The text, the actual text on the image, first of all, each poster here has a slogan. You can see Batman's at the top says, "Welcome to a world without rules." On Brave, it says, "Change your fate." There's a certain type of font that's commonly used when describing production companies and different technical aspects of the film, as you can see running at the bottom of The Dark Knight. We have the logo, the Batman logo. We can see the DC logo and the Warner Brothers logo, the Disney, the Pixar. Okay, so picking up on all those nuances, you can talk about the logos. Let's go ahead and look at some other ones. So here we have a different type of shot. This is called a close-up or a headshot. Also, what is recognizable in all these is the slogans. In Les Miserables, we have Fight, Dream, Hope, Love, Star Trek, The Future Begins. Again, look at the lighting, look at the way the shadows are placed on the faces. Also, what's prevalent in all of these images is you can always see the main character, but there's always a sense of conflict. It always alludes to what sort of the problem of the film may be, and the hero looking confident or not confident towards solving that problem. Okay, another type of text usually found in romantic comedies or comedies with the plain white background. We have Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson in a long shot. Again, you can see head to toe. This other character in Submarine is in a medium shot. Also, the title of the internship is making a very strong allusion to Google. So we can talk about how the font and sort of the display of the search engine there sort of is alluding to Google. And how do we know it's alluding to Google? How can we pick up on that so quickly? So the use of logo. At the top of Submarine, there's something we haven't seen yet, and that's reviews written by different publications, again with their logo printed below each review. Okay, so lots and lots of visual text to explore, from lighting to balance the use of color, especially in submarine, the use of color in the title and the image itself. It's really interesting. The type of fonts chosen. Okay, so lots and lots of things to dissect. Once students have done this and sort of have a good grasp on how to deconstruct visual text, now it's time to start constructing them. So very easily, we start by having students think of a story. So they can play upon a story they already know or write one from scratch, and they're going to work in pairs. So if a student is working on their movie poster, they will not appear in their photograph. They will use a model. So they're the director and the photographer, and they will choose a model, a partner student, who will pose for their picture. Now you want to take their picture against a blank wall, so that when we edit it out, it's easier to erase the blank wall, or you can have them pose in front of a green screen or a blue screen. So we essentially want to take out the background and just have them posing in a suspenseful stance or a heroic stance that will stand alone. Next thing, we need to have students search for a picture of a background or create one with using multiple images. So if you want to know how to do some of these other techniques, you can go ahead and look at some of the other tutorials on this page of how to green screen or how to create a PNG file. So you're going to have this student eventually standing alone in a PNG file or washed out in a green screen or a blue screen. Okay, so they essentially create the poster, add the font, add all the visual texts that we explored in the first couple photos. Then there's a writing component. So each student will write about a half-page summary of their own picture that would appear on the back of a DVD case, sort of using suspenseful writing and engaging writing, not giving away the ending. Then you can share the image with the summary over email or a Google Doc to another student. That student can then pretend to have seen the movie, read the summary, looked at the image, and then that student will write a review and send it back. Okay, so it's sort of engaging with other kids, and as I said, I've had a lot of fun doing this in other classes, and here is an example of one we had in our class, and you can see for the background, the student has used multiple images to create kind of an interesting background that alludes to the storyline. The lighting on the face was excellent here. He's kind of got a strong key light with a little bit of backlight. You can see the tips of his hair are illuminated. That's from a backlight, and the key light on the face creating lots of shadow. You can see the font he used at the top is very similar to the long, lean font usually found on movie titles. He has the date, and at the bottom, sort of a age restriction code. Okay, so creating movie posters, this can also be adapted in many different ways. If you want to create a book cover or anything, take a historical figure and have them create a movie or a book cover for them. So really great lesson, and good luck.